Well, the woodshed is pretty empty. Got some other wood here to throw in it, but hopefully I won't have to use much of it till next fall anyway. Pretty chilly today, cloudy. I gotta spread some fertilizer. Actually, I'm gonna throw some fertilizer on hay ground. I better get to doing it. I'm gonna use a 2040 with a little, we got a little spreader goes on back of it. Why do I have the 2040 sitting with the rear blade propped up like that on a hill? Because I'm still utilizing a all-natural organic gravitation initiated starting system. That's why. Dogs ain't helping a bit. They ain't even lifting a paw. Hey, see this darn weed here? I don't know what it is, but we've had them for several years on the farm. And I see other people's got them and they don't do nothing about it. I guess they figure it's just an early spring weed. It doesn't hurt anything, but I don't want it on my farm. I pull every one of them up. I know you think I'm crazy, but I pull them up by hand. I ain't having them overrun my hayfield. That's just lazy man's excuse. I'm pulling them up. Ever find a patch of them, I pull them up. Stop the tractor, pull them up. Can't let them get established. Try to get them up by the roots. No, I can't let these things grow. I'll take several days and just go over the whole farm and pull every blessed one of them up, but I do not want them growing on my farm. I ain't gonna have it. Then I take them over here and I throw them just over the boundary line of my farm onto the next property. They don't grow in the woods, so I throw them in the woods. I better get to spreading. It's almost dinner time. It's Friday, and I got something on my lens. There's a drop of water, maybe. It is raining. And I haven't done anything today except feed the steers and the dogs and the chickens. And of course the cattle out in the field. Well, they didn't even come to the barn to get anything. But I've been running doing some shopping at automotive tool place, and now I gotta run up to the welding supply place and get some argon and some argon and CO2 mix. So I'll be running up there. This is not really an official road trip video. It's just I was going to have a little time where I was going to talk a little bit, but it just so happened I'm going to be talking in the Suburban, the old Suburban, while I'm running up there. So I'm backing up right now. I forgot to put my tooth in. I gotta do that before I leave. Oh, I look like an old country here, but of course I am. But except I'm not old. Anyway, let me throw these bottles in here and I'll get my tooth, and then we'll head on up there. I got my tooth in, so we are ready to proceed. I should have shaved. Hey, let's go back and I'll shave. No, we're not going to do that this time. The fellas at the welding place, they don't care. They see fellas with 3 days of stubble all the time, I'm sure. Keep in mind, once again, this is not a road trip video. I just happen to be talking to you about some stuff at the same time as I'm in my vehicle, going up the road in theory, but in actuality waiting at the stoplight at the crossroads in the teeming metropolis of Davidsonville, Maryland. Anyway, I was just going to talk about some of the reasons why I was wanting to get out of the state of Maryland. That's how people that don't live in Maryland say it, I think. If you live in Maryland, you say Maryland. Anyhow, we're not far from Annapolis, Maryland. I never thought that we probably don't say Davidsonville right either. Daysonville. I guess it comes out Daysonville. Anyway. Boy, people around here don't know how to drive. They don't even know how to sit still at the stoplight. The light is green now. Go, dogs, go. Whew. I've read that book 1,003 times. My kids were growing up. Go, dog, go. Anyway, my wife admonished me just before I left that if I was going to be taping, filming, which is all antiquated terms for videoing, I'm going to be digitally recording as I'm driving to pay more attention to the road than to the camera. So that's what I'll be doing. She didn't want me to wreck because she said that I'm at this time not carrying enough life insurance for her to survive if I get killed, and that was her main concern. The car pulled out in front of me. Look at that. He's right there. Now he's speeding up. He thinks I'm gonna get mad at him and ram him. I almost rammed him without even being mad, just because I didn't know if I could stop. Anyway, my wife was telling me, no, that's not why. She just didn't like how her life would change and maybe be more complicated if I was to get killed in an accident or something. So it's comforting to know that she still likes me to be around. Anyway, I'm not talking about what I intend to talk about yet. What I intended to talk about was my reasons for wanting to leave Maryland. It's one of the most corrupt states in the Union politically, and Right now we have got a horrible governor who is doing horrible, terrible, evil, wicked things. And I don't even remember what his name is. It might be Moore or something, I can't remember. But at any rate, he, I'd never heard of him until just before the election. I really never did. I don't know where he came from. He came out of Baltimore, I think. But I tell you the truth, I didn't even know who was running for the Democrat ticket. I'd never heard of him. I didn't even know the Democrats had somebody up there, but because we had a real good man. I can't think of his name right now. I had signs up for him. He was a real good conservative, common sense, a wonderful fellow. And outgoing governor, which was a Republican, actually a rhino, but we thought he was pretty bad, but I mean, he was so much better than this guy. But anyhow, he was one of these never Trumpers. I can't even think of his name. It was some fat, bald-headed guy.
Yeah. Larry Hogan.
He would not endorse the Republican candidate because he was too conservative. And he would have done wonderful, marvelous things for our state. But he wouldn't endorse him. He actually endorsed this other clown who's completely worthless. But anyhow, this guy is going to, I don't know, this guy in front of me, he don't know how to drive. But he's probably saying, the guy behind me, he don't know how to drive. But at least I know to get in one lane or the other and not drive in between the two, which is what he was doing. So, anyhow, this is getting too long. This is turning into another road trip video, which I did not want. I was just going to simply tell you that some reasons for leaving Maryland. It's getting too built up around here. It's too high cost of living area, and it's too many city folks, liberals living here to work in DC, and it just isn't a nice farming community anymore as it was when I was growing up. So we have determined it's best to relocate for future generations, and we're trying to do that. As difficult as it's going to be, I think we'd be much better off getting out of this state. Anyway, that brings you up to date on that. I'll try to finish up this video with me doing something besides driving. Yeah, but I am going past Charlie's house again, though. You remember Charlie Calhoun? I am going to drive right by his house. I should pull in the driveway and videotape it, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to get it on the video, though. Let me turn this thing around. Alright, there's Charlie's place over there. I don't know if you can see it much. Yeah, but anyhow, that was it. Thrill of thrills. He's hatching out some chickens. Well, actually, he's hatching out some eggs. I don't know how he has the patience to sit on them eggs like that. No, he's got a brooder, that incubator he puts them in. So he loves hatching them out. Anyhow, I've talked too much. Those of you diehards that are listening to all this, thank you. Hit the thumbs up thing. Just give me a thumbs up. Even if you don't like it, hit the thumbs up. And I don't want to hear no baloney about you not knowing how. Alright. I'm going to pay attention to the road now, for my wife's sake. Case in point, would you like an example of why, another reason we would like to move? This is traffic. that shouldn't be here. We shouldn't be going 40, 50 miles an hour through here. It's at least half a mile to the stoplight up there, and yet here we are dragging along. This is actually nice traffic. This isn't the Beltway or anything. It's just 301 going north on 301. Want to move to a place that's more sparsely populated. Yep. Plenty of tail lights up there. I'm back. It's still raining. I'm going to let the chickens out and get the eggs. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad it's raining. I need it. It's nice rain to put the fertilizer in the ground. Chickens. There's a couple of eggs. Snoopy, stop digging around in there. Put it out, Snoop. Come on now, don't be messing up in here. Snoopy, get out. Out. Going in the shed, get out of the rain. There was supposed to be a couple of tractor pulls tomorrow. Well, tomorrow would have been the date that our first pull in April would have been scheduled, but we decided it's just not worth scheduling a pull in April as the weather's so iffy, and that was a good decision this year. About an hour south of us there was going to be a pull, and about an hour north of us there was going to be a pull tomorrow. The fellows up north, they've already canceled theirs. I guess the guys down south, I'm sure they had to cancel too. But I'm just under here. This is my corn. This is some of my corn. This is some really old corn here, I agree. It's old white, hard white corn. And fine fella gave me some of that seed. Looks very similar to this when I was down in Statesville. I'll try some of that. This here's my open pollinated blend that I've been just shelling and planting for a couple of years. I got to run this through the sheller and clean it some and whatnot. See what's up in here. There's some more of it. Yeah. They ain't bad ears. They're good size. Them yellow things. I mean the red things. And they got some pretty colors to them. It's funny, they're not red all the way through. You take the little membrane off of them and the kernel is yellow underneath of that. It's funny. 'Cause I thought we would grind it and make some red cornbread. I make red cornmeal and sell it. And I thought it'd be a popular thing, but it come out almost the same color yellow as regular cornmeal. So, but anyway, and I do actually have a half a bag of Augusta seed corn that I didn't plant last year. I'm going to put in too. That is a hybrid, but it's all non-GMO. So I'll let them cattle come in. They're hanging around up by the barn. They must not like being out in the soggy weather. I should go ahead and do the feeding out there, I guess. But anyway, isn't it a nice sound? I don't know how it comes across here, but I always love the sound of rain on a tin roof. That's why I'm glad my house has a tin roof. Anyway, I guess I'll take care of the barn and let them go in. Here's my motley looking crew of steers. Well, some of them are just heifers. But I guess I'll feed them over there and close that off and let the others come in out of the rain. There's a worthless cat. Some of them are anxious to get in out the rain. Others of them taking their time about coming in. Anyway, then by once in a, I'd say the whole herd, give me a call. They ain't terrible. They're pretty calm, most of them, and they taste mighty good when you serve them up right. But anyhow, give me a shout. Catch you next time. Morning. Well, that one there is a little jumpy. I want to get rid of her cheek.
Hi. How are you?